All right. So what I want to do today, we will have an assignment this week. I haven't posted it in Google Classroom yet. We're starting out kind of slow. The pacing guide told me I should assign like four things. I'm like, we're not assigning four things the first day back. We're barely got our school brain back yet, so we're not going to have four things. I think I assigned two instead. But let's look because I need to go over. I've posted our class syllabus in here. I should have it in August, but I've made some changes to it, so I wanted to re-emphasize it, and I wanted to go over that today. So we in our Google Classroom under the classwork tab, the things up top, we have the class syllabus, the Buzz website, and the class lockers. These are things that are always available. I don't bury them down here in the different weeks because then you'd have to go find stuff. So these are the things up top. I will show the class lockers because we do have some new students. We have some new students joining us this semester. Welcome. We had some students leave us this semester and go back to the building. We had some students coming from the buildings and back to see us. So I do want to point out we do have class lockers here. So if you haven't got a locker or you're new to our class, here's your chance to go get a locker. Our lockers don't have locks on them. So I shouldn't call them lockers. I should just call them cabinets because they don't lock because anybody else can go in and see your locker. Here's my locker right here. So it's just a place where you can keep and store all the things you enjoy, the things you like, and then other people can learn about you. So I put a bunch of stuff down at the bottom that you can read. And up at the top, I've got all the things that I enjoy, or a lot of them anyway. Bowling, I put bowling up there. I am the bowling coach for Bentonville West. So anyone interested in being on the bowling team next year, hey, let's talk. Love to have you. I've got my K-pop band that I like there. I've got the Triforce, for those of you that means anything to. Got a basketball. It's my favorite sport. If I would play something, it would be basketball. I got a bunch of math books in my locker. Of course, I have math books in my locker. Got my Coca-Cola. That's what I have in my cup here at school every day. That's my coffee. My coffee is carbonated Coca-Cola. Hamburgers. I can eat hamburgers all the time. There's my favorite movie down in the bottom of my locker there. Bill Murray smashing the alarm clock. So if you haven't seen Groundhog Day, it's a movie you can watch that over and over and over again, which is kind of the theme of the movie. I love it. I've got copies on Blu-ray, DVD. I think I even have a VHS copy of Groundhog Day. There's all my autographed Heisman winners up here at the top. I've got a Kite, a Gilead company. That is a medical company that cured my leukemia last January, and they have hired me as a patient ambassador. So I go around and speak. I went to Boston in September. I went to Richmond, Virginia. I go and I speak and tell about my experience having gone through their treatment. And on spring break, I'll be going to California and also do a lot of phone calls with patients that are going to go through that. So I talked to a lady from Philadelphia right before Christmas that was about to go through a treatment for blood cancer. And so it's just something that I really enjoy having gone through that. I got the Eiffel Tower there because I love that. Our 20th wedding anniversary, we had dinner in the Eiffel Tower. It was gorgeous, the most expensive meal I had in my life, but it was worth every penny. And my wife just loved it. Still talks about it to this day. And that's been many years ago because we've been married, 35 years now. So that was back on our 20th. There's my universities, OU, Arkansas, and University of Central Oklahoma. I have been on campus at all of those, taking classes. I do have 2 degrees. I have a degree from UCO and from the University of Arkansas. There's a picture of my whole family there in my locker. I got a picture of the family with the daughters and their spouses. Only 2 of them are married. One of them's not married yet. And then I have a picture of Venice down there. Loved Venice. We went to Venice on the same trip that we went to Paris. And so there's my locker. So there should be still, you can see your classmates if you want to see what's in their lockers, see things that interest them. The only rule in the locker, you got to make sure you have your name on there so we know whose locker that we see. So if you see something interesting in there, you might want to send them an email or just make a comment on their locker and say, hey, that's something I really enjoy too. You might find that you've got things in common with people that you didn't realize you had. So there's plenty of empty lockers down here. So if you haven't got a locker yet, feel free to move into one. Pick a locker and move in. but you can also browse your classmates' lockers. So there's always interesting stuff. I love looking through here from time to time and just seeing what you have in your locker there. So, all right, we'll get out of the lockers, but that's what I point out it's there. All right, I'm going to look at the class syllabus. That's what I said I was doing when I came here, and we didn't make it to there, but let's look at it. All right, Algebra 3. Here's my contact information at the top. Got my name, email address, the phone number that comes right here to my computer, my room number in the BHS South building. There's my teacher website and my office hours. Course information. This is Algebra 3, builds on your understanding of algebraic and geometric concepts and the units that we're studying right here. So we're about to do sequences and series next. That's what we'll be starting up. Be sure and email any questions or concerns. I will do my best to respond within 24 business hours, which means you email me Friday night, you're not going to hear from me until Monday, because I have home life and make a commit to my family. When I leave work, I leave work. I don't take work home with me. It's important to have that life balance. You know? And I've met a lot of people over my life that take work home with them all the time, just can't leave it. And most of the time, they're pretty miserable and stressed out. So when you work, make sure you have downtime that you don't work. Don't take your work home with you, even in your head. Enjoy your life away from that. All right, let's get to this page. That's where all the important stuff is. Attendance and participation. I follow school policy on attendance. So hold each student to the expectation they will participate in class activities and attempt the assignments. Here's our classroom expectations. Cameras on and student visible when coming to each Google Meet. I'm going to start emphasizing that more. We should have our cameras on. We should see each other. I don't need to see your ceiling fan. I've got some wonderful ones at home that I love. I want to look at ceiling fans. So if your ceiling fan's going to be in there, make sure your head's in there also. Be actively engaged at all times. Take notes. In math, it's great to take notes. Write down sample problems. You can use all of your notes on tests, on assignments, on anything in this class. A semester final, you can use your notes. So take notes. Be respectful to classmates and teacher. I don't have a problem with that. You guys are wonderful. Be on time. Be prepared for class. No tolerance for cheating. And I do check, and I do find rather regularly some cheating. I give zeros. I do find a lot of problems that people try to just pull an answer off the internet and turn it in like it's their own work. And a lot of times it's easy to tell. Be willing to work with others. We don't do a whole lot of group stuff, but you never know. Okay. Actively work towards understanding the underlying principle of the mathematics presented. We're not creating math robots. I don't want to know that somebody can just punch things in calculators. We're working on problem solving, thinking, logical reasoning, and being able to solve a problem. And we want to have fun. If you watched any of my videos, you know I like to have some fun. So I try to put a little fun stuff in the class videos. All right, this is what's new this semester. Late missing work. Late work will be accepted until we've tested on the next unit. Let me give you an example of what that means. Sally's student is missing an assignment from Unit 1. The class just took the test over Unit 2, so she can no longer turn in an assignment, and it's a permanent 0. If you're missing something from the first unit and we finish the second unit, the first unit's now done. You cannot turn it in anymore. It's not late anymore. Now it's missing and will be a 0. Unit 2 needs to be turned in before we test for Unit 3. So that gives you extra time to work on it. But once we finish the next unit, it needs to be in, or it is a permanent 0. You can't wait till May to turn in stuff from January. Can't wait till April to turn in stuff from January. When we get done with the second unit, the first unit is now finished. So that's important, and I will remind you of that throughout the semester. Students are allowed to retest. If you bomb some test or assignment, a lot of times there will be something I require before you can retest that, but I do allow retesting. Makeup work, if you miss class, check Google Classroom to see what the assignment is. And I'll also post videos there each week. So on Monday when we have class, I record that, I download it, make sure it's edited, and I'll upload that into Google Classroom each week. So if you are not able to be here for whatever reason, you can still see what we did in class, what we covered, what we went over. So assignments should almost always be posted in Google Classroom. If it's not, check with me. I don't know what I wouldn't have posted it for, but you never know. So hold me accountable too. I hold you accountable, you hold me accountable. All right, students' course grades will be determined entirely by their evidence of learning course standards, right? Evidence of learning EOL grades are 100% of what your semester grade is. You may have some practice assignments. In fact, we will have some practice assignments. Most of them are EOLs, but we do have some practice assignments. They do not count at all towards your semester grade, but they are important to keep you on track and to help with your understanding. And they also make a difference with your exemptions, because you can exempt the final at the end of the semester, and practice assignments have to be turned in order to be able to do that. You will receive feedback in your Home Access Center on achievement of learning habits at least quarterly. That's those time management and engagement in learning that goes in as either a DC, an IC, or an NY, right? We'll do that twice this semester. Has nothing to do with your grade. This is just something to kind of say what we're seeing as far as you staying on time and engaging in class. So I would have an Albert Einstein quote there at the bottom. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are greater. So he's known as a great thinker, but a lot of times he struggled with math and concepts too. You know, all these people we think are great. Thomas Edison, great inventor, was terrible at math. In fact, he hired mathematicians to work with him because a lot of his stuff needed some mathematical calculations to work, and he wasn't very good at it. So there's a couple of people that really should have credit for a lot of his inventions because of their contributions mathematical wise on that. So that is our course syllabus. So that is always right there at the top of the Google Classroom. So you'll have that at your fingertips if you need to review something, if you don't remember. If you need to hold me accountable for something I put in there and then had forgotten about, do that. So like I said, I will be posting very shortly here what this week's assignment is, but let's go look. Let's go look in Buzz. And those students that are new, I will be sending you by email your Buzz login information. So I'll get you put in Buzz here this morning at some point. Shortly after class, I'll get that done. So I know we have a few new students that do not have a Buzz login as of yet. But when you get into your Buzz login, here's our Algebra 3 course. It looks like that. You go in, and here we're starting in Module 5, second semester. So we're starting Module 5, Sequences and Series. So there's all of the module. Here's everything we're going to be going through in the sequences and series. All right. So let's see what we have to do this week. This to-do list, I would almost encourage you to just ignore that because it just shows you all these things to do. And this says past due because it has not updated. It's not updated the dates of when this stuff is due. I got to go in and fix that too. If we go to the grade screen, however, the grade screen has this is from last year's dates. I'll be changing those to this year's dates. But you'll notice last year we had 4 assignments the first week back. We're not going to do that. We're going to do 2 assignments. So we're just going to do the arithmetic series. We will save the geometric sequences and series for next week. So we're going to have 501 and 502, and I will get that updated in Buzz, and I will have that in Google Classroom here shortly after class because I got to get all that put together. But arithmetic sequences, arithmetic series. We will spend time on Wednesday because remember, if you were at the boot camps, you already heard this, and you may have already got this by email. We are going to meet every day, every class day for the first 2 weeks back, just like we did in August, for those of you who have been here in virtual already. So we're going to meet every A day. This is an A day this Friday. But on Wednesday, we will go over arithmetic sequences and series. We're not going to jump into it today. You can go look at the lessons yourself. If you want to get started on it, that's wonderful. But I'm not going to go over that until Wednesday. So Wednesday's class, that'll give us something to talk about going through the arithmetic sequences and series. And then next week, we'll hit the geometric sequences and series. I don't want to I don't want to dig into a lot of math today. We're just getting back into the classroom habits and all that good stuff. But I will update my sign here. So it's not a B day. Let me block that. It's not a B day. This Friday it's an A day. So I will fix that. So Wednesday, that will be correct. Won't be confusing. All right. So any questions on anything? I know some of you don't have a Buzz login yet. I'll get it today. So you can start looking at that. Wednesday, we'll go over that. Like I say, 2 assignments will be due this week, just the arithmetic stuff. We're not going to do 4 assignments like I did last year. We'll get to that. Don't forget the syllabus. So things are due. Unit 5 will be due by the end of Unit 6. You'll have to have everything in for Unit 5 by the time we get to Unit 6. So, I do need to take attendance. So I'm going to do that by camera. Like I said, expectations is cameras on. So as I see your face, I'm going to count you here. All right. Well, if there's no questions, we've been there about half an hour. That's good enough for today, right? That's good enough for the first day back into classes after the break. Hope you guys had a great Christmas. I enjoyed reading your stuff. If you didn't do the question in Google Classroom, do that question. I want to see what was the best thing about your break. Enjoy that. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful week. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Let's get out of here. Word to your multiples. Math, baby. We're learning math, baby.